Do you want to create a sales machine? In today's video, I'm going to break down how you can increase your conversions through utilizing webinars. Webinars is a powerful tool that has been used in online businesses for years, but it's definitely getting a lot more attention now more than ever for good reason. They really work to convert leads. So I want to break down in this video what your webinars can be about, how can you utilize them to increase your conversions, and ultimately create this massive sales machine. Okay, so this is a marketing strategy that I have been oohing over, and I am being honest, I'm looking really deep into right now, not only for my own business, but for my clients and for you guys as well here on YouTube, so that I can really take a deeper dive into webinars and how you can leverage this amazing marketing strategy. Now, on this channel in particular, I really do take a deep dive into marketing systems and strategies like webinars, like email marketing, and so many other that really work to generate more leads and more revenue, giving you more of a consistent cash flow. So if you are a coach, a consultant, or a solopreneur, then I encourage you to hit the subscribe button, because every week I post a new video that's going to help you do just that. The biggest thing that I love about webinars and why they actually are working so well is because they are beyond personal than any email or any social media content can be. Well, not any. Video content. That's the key here, is this is a video, and the difference between this video and maybe a video you post on social media or YouTube is that it usually has a time period at the end where it allows for a question and answer. And if you're looking at webinar software, well, that is a key feature to keep in mind, is how can people ask questions and how can you answer them live on the webinar. One tool that we're very familiar now in this day and age is Zoom. We've all been in a chat box, and this is something that is so magnificent that webinars can utilize and so powerful. Now, the other thing that webinars can do and do really well is create urgency, because we know that, and if you've ever been on a webinar, you know a pitch is going to come. The thing is that you're able to give live bonuses and so many other features that you can talk about and really enhance on the webinar. Or if you like to use more infusion selling, which is a method I prefer, and I prefer to actually even participate in, is infusion selling is instead of leaving it to the end and surprise, I have a pitch, I have a thing that you need to purchase or you can purchase. It's really just infusing the sale throughout the entire webinar, because let's be real, again, because there's such a popular tool right now, people are just used to being sold to. So let's not hide behind a screen. Let's not hide behind anything. Let's call it like it is and just acknowledge that there's going to be some kind of a sale. Now, you can definitely implement two types of webinars. One is being more of the live webinar. So maybe you have a specific date and time in mind that you are going to go live. You can invite people, you can give people a link. Again, we're all very used to this in Zoom, but there's tons of other webinar software that you can utilize where everybody joins at that specific time. Now, the other style of webinar is an evergreen webinar. Now, evergreen, I love evergreen anything because it just allows you to turn it on and step away. So if you're really looking at creating a sales machine, you really do want to go down the evergreen webinar direction. Now, you do need to start out as a live webinar. Any webinar tool will always make sure it's live, and you always want to start that way because it just allows you to get used to the webinar program itself, and it also builds up your credibility. The worst thing that you can do is have a webinar and nobody shows up and then there's no questions. So really work, if you're implementing webinars into your own marketing methods, is really make sure that there's people that are going to be on it. You can even, invite people, be like, I really want you to be on here. Regardless if you purchase, just can you please show and add some audience members to the actual audience. Now, besides the video aspect, the personability aspect of why webinars do so well, the other reason why webinars work really well to create your sales machine and really convert leads leads into sales is because you are offering a tutorial or really high value, more value than you can even lay out in a free download or in an email or any social media content. You can get right down to the nitty-gritty and truly help people with that problem that you're able to help them solve. So that's the one thing that webinars can offer, is that insane amount of value. And let's be honest, if somebody is, okay, like I really need to learn how I can convert my followers into clients, how can I create an email sequence? Well, if I offered you a free training on it that goes deep diving into all of that, you're going to be more likely to say, okay, yes. And now you're on my email list and you are somebody who would do really well in my paid program because you've already said, yes, I need to learn this. So I can identify that, okay, Sally here, she definitely needs this information. So I can go ahead and really pitch to her more of that kind of content. Here is the catch with webinars, and one thing that you need to be very familiar with if you are looking at implementing this into your own sales funnels or just business in general, is that most of the sales will happen after the webinar is over. So it is so important that you have some really good email sequences and sales sequences set up for all of the attendees who came to the webinar and now have watched the webinar, participated in the webinar, and now after, because they are, I guess I'll call them seasoned, if you will, seasoned for your sales pitch. So meaning that you really have to make sure that your follow-up is on point so that you can really boost those sales. Remember, more than half of your attendees will purchase after the webinar, not during the live. Although, yes, people will still purchase live, but let's be real. How many times have you wanted to invest in a program and you're like, oh, let me just talk to my husband or my spouse, my partner, or you've sat there and thought, oh, let me just think about it. And then maybe in the future, you end up purchasing down the line. That is why it's so crucial that you have that email sequence set up. And in my free guide, I break down an email marketing funnel and really good sales funnel that you can use. So if you want to download that, make sure just to go to the description below this video and download my free guide to learn how you can set up your very own email marketing funnel. Now, if you are at this point where you're like, okay, considering this webinar, I really want to learn a little bit more about how to utilize it. What kind of topics should I do? Well, first, make sure that you go watch these two videos. This is going to teach you all about how to create a funnel, a sales funnel, and where you would put in your very own webinar. The most important thing with your webinar is to make sure that you have a really good topic. So if you are wanting to implement a webinar, make sure you have really thought hard about your topic with the webinar. In fact, I suggest that you even survey your audience to make sure that the topic that you choose is really the juiciest topic for them and something that they really do want to learn. Now, with that said, if this video was helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, because every Sunday I'm going to post a new video teaching you how to generate more leads, generate more revenue, and creating yourself, your business, more consistent cash flow. So with that said, guys, I'll see you back here next week.